Charlie calls smoke on, off, brakes now, burners ready now, and the Blue Angel Diamond is rolling. As they pass before you, you will notice that the smoke is not visible while the engines are in afterburner.
Son, could you move these guys away?
Out the window. Oh, nice.
For the deselection of afterburner by the 4 Diamond pilots. Back to the right. Blue Angels 5 and 6 are rolling. Lieutenant Commander Martin will roll his aircraft 360 degrees immediately after takeoff, while Major Anderson executes a very precise low transition.
Oh my. Woo! Look at this. Hey, this is cool.
Take a close look at that very minimum 18-inch wingtip to canopy separation. From the right, the Blue Angel Diamond. Lieutenant Commander Martin and Major Anderson will roll their aircraft into a 90-degree angle of bank and push forward on the stick as they perform the opposing knife edge pass. For a maneuver I'm sure is familiar to many of you who might have seen the Blue Angels perform in the past. From the right, at 400 miles per hour, the Diamond Roll. All 4 aircraft rolling as one in this graceful 360-degree rolling maneuver.
You notice this formation is going to be a little bit less tight than what you saw before, simply because they're maneuvering while they do it. Sit to the right. There we go. Here we go. Here we go.
Well, the one that went out that way turned to the
Graceful.
Over the top, you get a planform view of the tight Blue Angel Diamond. Approaching once again, this time to demonstrate the inverted flight capabilities of the FA-18. Approaching inverted from the left and right. They'll roll their aircraft 360 degrees, crossing over center point. Deposing, inverted to inverted roll. Will roll the aircraft 360 degrees simultaneously. The very precise diamond aileron roll. Let's listen in.
They'll get your attention with the formation, and then they'll scare the living hell out of you. Aircraft pilots and enthusiasts understand the difficult transition from the cruise to the landing configuration. We'll appreciate this next maneuver demonstrated by our two solo pilots. To the right, Lieutenant Commander Martin and Major Anderson have established a mirror image formation. But look closely, for both aircraft are in the carrier landing configuration. As they approach for a maneuver we call the Fortis. One guy here upside down. Here you go. Back to back. As they execute a maneuver performed by no other jet demonstration team in the world today. From the left, at less than 250 miles per hour, the Diamond Dirty Loop. Throttles back in idle. God, that was beautiful. To the left, Lieutenant Commander Martin is approaching to demonstrate the turn radius of the FA-18. Let's watch as he executes a maximum performance, minimum radius afterburner turn, sustaining 7.5 times the pull of gravity.
yet to come. Let's see. Stage right for the moment. Oh yeah, here we go. Let's see.
As the four Diamond pilots approach once again, you should notice two significant modifications. While Lieutenant Commander Abrahamson and Lieutenant Commander Varner still maintain that minimum wingtip to canopy separation, the flight leader and slot pilot are both upside down. From the right, the Blue Angel, double Farvel.
Pick it up a notch. They can't stay inverted very long.
Behind the spectator area, Blue Angels 5 and 6 are approaching the flight line in a line of rest formation at 400 miles per hour. Crossing center point, they'll roll their aircraft 270 degrees and cross with minimum separation as they perform the opposing minimum radius turn. Now, let's watch as both pilots sustain 6 times the pull of gravity required to cross their aircraft over center point. The four Diamond pilots are now stacked down and aft on a 45-degree bearing line to establish a right echelon formation. From the right, at 400 miles per hour, the Blue Angel echelon parade.
Nice. This almost looks even tighter than the dive. Look at the corner here. Oh my. That is gorgeous. I want to say the next one. Hey guys, hold on to your hat.
Setting up for the next maneuver, Blue Angels 5 and 6 are converging on center point to demonstrate the rapid roll rate of the FA-18's fly-by-wire flight control system. Crossing center point, they'll complete 2 consecutive rolls, totaling 720 degrees, with a closure rate of over 800 miles per hour. Ladies and gentlemen, the opposing horizontal rolls. Let's listen in.
Nice mound to hide behind.
The Blue Angel left echelon roll.
Well, see, this is not the echelon to diamond. That's usually what it gets you. Maybe. It is a pretty cool.
Where's your dad?
Completing the roll to the right. Let's watch as the 3 wingmen smoothly shift back into the Blue Angel Diamond.
Oh my. Hold your ears. Must have blown the timing. Right here. timing was a little off.
Major Anderson will complete the maneuver with a series of vertical rolls, while Lieutenant Commander Martin rendezvous with the diamond to the right.
See the commercial airliner way up there. Way up there. He's a lot higher than he was. Wow. No, he's not that high. But these guys won't go above 15,000 during the one demonstration. They have the airspace out to 5 nautical.
To the right, Lieutenant Commander Martin has joined the diamond in the line of rest formation. Still maintaining minimum separation, the pilots must now align themselves by looking 90 degrees from their flight path towards Commander Bartlett's aircraft. Experiencing heavy G, they'll climb straight up into the vertical as they perform the very difficult 5-plane line abreast loop.
This is the hardest formation they fly because the leader is looking forward. The other 4 guys are all looking this way when they're flying this way. They got their heads pointed sideways. You're trying to maintain position on an airplane that's right beside you instead of somewhat in front of you. Very, very hard maneuver to do. The Thunderbirds actually had an accident a few years ago that killed 4 guys doing this. The leader had a control malfunction and the others just followed him into the ground. Look at that. This is a yardstick across the bottom. Very nice. A lot of position on the left.
Over the top at an altitude of 7,000 feet, the power is eased as the aircraft round out the backside of this looping maneuver.
Very nice.
As they exit to the left, Commander Bartlett calls for another formation change prior to detaching Blue Angel number 5.
Flagship Stinger.
Approaching center point, they'll roll their aircraft 360 degrees, pausing after each 90 degrees of roll, crossing center point in the inverted position. The opposing 4-point hesitation roll. Into the Blue Angel diamond. Reaching 90 degrees nose up, the diamond will split with all 4 aircraft exiting the flight line in separate directions.
Over the hill there.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Blue Angel. Vertical break. Lieutenant Commander Martin and Major Anderson are approaching to demonstrate the tactical pitch rate of the F-18. Crossing center point, they'll execute a maximum performance climb with a split S reversal. Pulling through the inverted, they have visually acquired each other and are converging to crossover center point with minimum separation. The 4 diamond pilots are setting up for one of the more difficult and dynamic rolling maneuvers, the tuck under brake. Approaching center point in left echelon formation. Each pilot will roll his aircraft 270 degrees in ripple fashion. Take separation and rejoin Commander Bartlett in the diamond formation. To the right, Lieutenant Commander Martin and Major Anderson are approaching to demonstrate the slow speed handling characteristics of the Hornet in the clean configuration. They will pass before you, virtually standing Blue Angels 5 and 6 on their tails. At less than 120 miles per hour, the state-of-the-art flight controls provide slow speed handling second to none. Crossing center point, both pilots will select full afterburner, commanding 32,000 pounds of thrust to demonstrate the additional climb and acceleration capabilities of the FA-18. From the right, the section High Alpha Pass.
That is slow. That is slow. That's impressive. You got a little bit of breeze there, helping him out. That is slow. Pulling into the vertical, he'll roll up formation 90 degrees and commence a looping maneuver. Rounding out the backside, each pilot will perform an individual brake turn, exiting the flight line in separate directions. Ladies and gentlemen, the very graceful barrel roll brake. To the right, our two solo pilots are making their approach to the flight line, but in a slightly different formation. If you look closely, you'll see that both aircraft are upside down. Approaching center point, they'll roll their aircraft 270 degrees in section. The double tug-over brake. To get 6 big airplanes like that, tight formation, that's really slow. Over the top, you get a planform view of the Blue Angel Delta formation.
they exit to the left. Commander Bartlett is elected to leave the smoke on so that we may watch how he brings the formation back to the flight line. Very shortly, all 6 aircraft will be approaching for the Blue Angel fleur-de-lis. In an aerial salute to our 4 deployed forces, all 6 aircraft will separate, perform individual 360-degree rolls, and the 4 diamond pilots will rendezvous through a looping maneuver. From the left at 450 miles per hour, the Blue Angel fleur-de-lis. Let's listen in. With the fleur-de-lis rendezvous complete, the diamond will pass before you and exit the flight line to the right. High and to the right, the 2 solo pilots are rejoining the diamond for another delta maneuver. As they rendezvous, let's watch as Commander Bartlett executes a reversal turn back to the flight line for their next maneuver, the delta loop break. As the formation passes before you, you should get a good look at the delta set used by the 5 wingmen. Flight line here at Stewart International. Over the top, he's floating the formation to place them directly over show center point. Now, watch closely as Commander Bartlett calls smoke on, ready break. his aircraft to 500 miles per hour and execute a 1/2 2-8 reversal turn back towards the flight line. As they pull up and over the top, you should be able to follow the individual smoke trails as all 6 pilots roll their aircraft 180 degrees simultaneously and head back towards center point.
This is a tough maneuver to do. The timing really is very difficult. If you have a little bit of wind, the guy going into it, he's got to really be pushing almost flipping the burning to bring it back. The other guy's on top of the speed brake to know that. It's interfering. They're all in this.
Now, watch this next maneuver carefully. From 6 different directions with maximum speed and minimum separation. All 6 aircraft will converge and cross over center point with a combined closure rate of nearly 1,000 miles per hour.
Come on.
Professionalism and excellence, spanning 92 years of naval aviation. The 2003 team takes a great deal of pride in saluting Navy and Marine pilots, maintenance crews, and support personnel everywhere. From the left, the Blue Angels, 2003. One of the unique demands placed upon a naval aviator is that he be able to land his aircraft upon a ship at sea, whether it be a tactical jet, a propeller-driven aircraft, or one of our helicopters. Each requires skill, which the naval aviator must master. In order to perfect this skill, Navy and Marine pilots spend a great deal of time in the landing pattern practicing carrier approaches. Very shortly, Commander Bartlett and all the demonstration pilots will be performing a carrier approach. Approaching the runway from the left, Commander Bartlett is confirming that the landing checks have been completed, and in fact, each aircraft is ready to land. Rolling out on final, they'll make one last check of the crosswinds, one last line of correction, and adjust their power to maintain the optimum rate of descent for the proper touchdown point.
No flare, just kind of pop it on. Carrier, a little bit of power there, so much flatter approach. So you would see carrier. Really absorbs an awful lot of hit there. Trailing wing gear makes